For this lesson, use the Create New Design from File tool to open the 8020 frame Fusion Archive file and save the file to the project. You will also need to upload the T-slot bracket Fusion Archive file into the project before beginning. If you find yourself working on similar designs repeatedly, having the components local can add some extra work. For example, with this file, nearly everything on the screen was brought in directly from an online catalog, and while that's convenient and easy, there are times where going through the process of browsing for the component isn't very convenient. If you know you're going to use a component over and over, it's a great practice to go ahead and take that component and store it in the project, perhaps in a folder of common files. Then link that component into the design. Since we already have the components here, let's go ahead and leverage the 90-degree plate that's already in the design. Find the plate in the browser, right-click, and select Export from the context menu. When the dialog opens, you can see that we can export a Fusion Archive file out to a local folder, or you can select to save it to the project in the cloud. Rather than using the standard part number, we'll give it a more common name and save it. At this point, nothing has changed in this design. However, we can now go ahead and take our local plate, delete it, and go to the project. Here we'll see our 90-degree plate. Let's double-click and open this so we can see that the bodies are local to the component. Now let's return to our assembly, right-click on our plate in the project, and select Insert into Current Design. We can position this, we can apply joints, whatever we need to do to use this plate in the same way that we did the local version. You'll notice that in the browser a link icon appears to let you know that this is external data. Let's see what happens when external data is modified. This plate could be used in dozens of designs. If you wanted to reduce weight, you might consider adding a hole to it. With the change made to the design, and the design saved and updated, once the new version appears in the project, any design file that you open that utilizes this plate will be updated. Since our current design was already open, I'll need to update it manually by selecting the link icon at the top. When I do, I can see that the hole has been added and the design is up to date. Now let's take a look at the T-slot bracket. Let's insert it into the design. Again, we can reposition it and roughen its location. And of course, this component will behave exactly the way our new 90-degree plate does, with this design being updated anytime that component is modified. However, for now, I'd like to make a modification that would be unique to this design. To do this, we can go to the browser, right-click, and select Break Link. Once the link is broken, this is now a component that's local to the design and can be modified in the exact same ways you would have modified it before, without changing the source data that's being used in other designs.